Welcome to Visionaries Global Media, your number one source for podcasting entertainment. Visionaries Global Media, envisioning excellence on a global scale.
This is Banned from Ringside.
Tonight on the Banned from Ringside podcast, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn finally have that big hug. Kenny Omega and Vikingo have what we could call a dream match. And tonight is BFR episode 300. That means tonight we dine in hell! That's a 300 joke, guys. It's at 9 to 5. It's time to feel alive. Hello, Marks, and welcome to the Banned from Ringside podcast. As always, I'm your host, Bill Vagey, a.k.a.
Hold on, Bill.
Okay.
So it's a 300 episode.
Okay.
There's a lot of big 300s.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you this.
All right.
Professional soccer players. There's only been a handful of scored 300 goals. Who's your favorite?
Christian Holds-Barred Ronaldo.
He's a good one. Talking about pitchers. There's only been a couple pitchers that have thrown 300 wins. Who's your favorite?
Greg the Hammer Valentine Maddox.
Oh, he's a great one. Now, let's talk about football.
All right, I'm ready for football.
All right, so running backs.
Yeah.
There have been 4
Yeah.
that have had 300-yard plus games.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Adrian Peterson.
He's a good one. Can you name one more?
Damian Priest-Holmes.
Damian Priest-Holmes is right. Now, because I know you're a quarterback guy, because
I'm a
you like
quarterback
running
guy.
the show.
Yeah.
You love all the attention.
I do.
All right, there's one quarterback. 9 times in a row, he's thrown for over 300 yards. He's done it twice.
Could it be Drew Breezango?
That is him!
All right, and sitting to my right, as always, we have Jason Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
You know, I get mad about this shit sometimes when my kitchen does shit like this, when they like, you know, they know people are coming in and they're like, oh, so-and-so's coming in. Oh, let's send them out some shit and don't tell me what the fuck's going on. But you know what? I like this shit. I like this blindside shit. This was good.
You would not have liked that?
Of course.
You would beg for more.
I just like to be tuned in on some shit. I'm just running the wrong route. I'm just like running the cross, and you guys are just like, no, just keep going deep. Just running me away off the field and shit. That's all I'm saying. On that level, you know, I ask the congregation to bow their heads as I read from the latest edition of the Banned from Ringside podcast, volume 300. Whew. Lord have mercy. Chapter 3, verse 14. And the good spark say at the hashtag Boo the Heels. It's all good, baby. Listen, share, subscribe, repeat the Holy Trinity of BFR. 300 is an amazing episode. It's an amazing number. I never thought we would get to 30, much less 300. We're going to take the walk down memory lane. We have basically the BFR family, past, present, and hopefully future going down the road. But yeah, obviously Vice and Bill took over the AKA segment, which is always a good thing. That was good shit. And then obviously we'll be bringing in Mr. BFR West here in about 30 seconds.
Less than that. And out there in Portland, Oregon, we have Two Beer Zach Pullman. What's going on, Two Beer?
BFR West in the house.
Well, I mean, we all know that JCB is the ghost of BFR past. And
Dude, fuck you.
Like as a negative photo, yes.
Fuck both you motherfuckers.
I am sad that I can't be there tonight in person, but I can guarantee you that studio, I feel bad for Sam. That thing has to smell like an independent wrestling show right now. Just Newports and 99 bananas. And Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, for the
It's
record,
actually 99 blue raspberries tonight.
and I didn't have a cigarette before I walked in this door. Thank you very much.
How about that? We are coming at you from Shock City Studios. Blast from the past. We did our first probably 150 or so episodes here. Sam the Mauler Mall was
Mr.
always
Perfect's in the house.
was always turning the knobs on those, except for when we got the B team, you know, like Rich or fucking Andrew. No, I'm just kidding. I love
Richie
Rich. I
and
love
Wally
Andrew
Pip.
and Wally Pip too. We also have Murray the Murray Man Murray. He is also in house. He is not on mic right now, but
Which
he will
Chris
be on
announced.
mic later. Vice is here. You heard his voice earlier helping me out with the AKAs. We also have So the reason that we're here tonight on episode 300 in Shock City Studios, where it all began, is because it was a very generous, loving gift from,
the fourth Beatle.
The fourth, well, there were four Beatles anyway.
No, before he started, he
from
wanted to be
Tinder
big
Mahal,
time.
from Joey O'Farrell. Joey O'Farrell on the mic. Joey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing
Thank
great,
you,
guys.
by the way.
Congratulations, 300 episodes. That's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For providing us the studio time. I believe when you got us the studio time and you told us this, your next text was, "I can't believe you nerds are still doing this podcast." Is that true or is that not true?
Very true.
That's very true.
Yeah,
Get right up there on
I was
mic.
about to say,
Yeah,
man, I'll
okay.
screenshot the shit out this bitch right now.
It's true. No, it's very true.
Now, since this podcast began, and this is part of the one count, but the podcast began because there was a gentleman named Chris Denman who was with the We Are Alive, and they are defunct now. I think they're called something else now. But he asked me, "Hey, Bill, you can talk." We were at a bar one night. He's like, "You can talk. What if you wanted to do a podcast? What would you do a podcast about?" And I said, "The thing I could talk about the longest is pro wrestling." And he said, "Are you fucking serious?" And I said, "Yeah, I could talk forever about pro wrestling." And he was like, "Okay, so do you want to do one?" I said, "Yeah, that sounds great." And then, in the beginning, he charged me for it for some reason. And, well, hey, you know what? Let's not get too much into the backstory. But I asked Joey to do it. I asked Joey and Jason on the same night, and Joey said that there was he couldn't commit to it at that time. And I asked Jason, and Jason was like, "Well, let's go fucking do it," because I don't know, if you're a loyal listener of the show, Jason can fucking talk. But Joey can too. And they were the two guys that were first here when BFR started. So I am, not to be too sentimental, this is a big part of my life. It's one time a week. I love doing it. I look forward to it every week. I prepare for it every week. And I just want to say that it's nice being in a room with all of you. It's nice being on the phone with Zach Pullman. I wish he were here, but we'll see you again soon. I also want to talk about how much Joey's life has changed since BFR started, because now Joey is actually a successful promoter of pro wrestling in the St. Louis area. And just this last weekend, we had the Grandel wrestling at the Grandel. St. Louis versus the World, Volume 2. How did that show go, Joey?
It was great. Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
I had a good time. Sure,
I had a blast.
Yeah.
I had a hell done.
No, it was great. It was, we had a lot of new guys and girls come in, and I really think everyone put their best foot forward. I'm really happy with everybody's performance, and hopefully we can do it again next year around the same time.
I'll say this, and you and I have talked about this, and then after the first one, you were already talking about doing the second. I'm like, damn, dude, you already talking about doing the second one? You didn't even let this, the first one breathe, and you're already out talking about doing the third one. I guess the biggest question is, what are you going to bring from 2 to 3 that you didn't bring from 1 to 2? Because there's always, you're saying that I've learned so much. What are you going to bring from this experience to make the third one even better?
Sure. I think
Vikingo.
a big thing I've learned, yeah.
I'll chip in on that.
A big thing I've learned is less is more. You want to make everybody happy, you want to put everybody in the show, but that's not the most important thing. My number one person I'm here to please is the customer, is the fan. So I think next year when we do STL versus the World 3, we're really going to keep it simple as far as like how many matches we have, and make sure that each match has a significant amount of time and also has a significant amount of focus on it, as far as just, telling a story, but also having a great match, bringing in the right talent to face each other, stuff like that. And also, we're going to have a new production team next year, so I'm really excited about that, and just kind of upping that game even more. I feel like every time we kind of keep going up and up. The first year we did kind of just like still graphics, like moving still graphics. This year we had these amazing video packages for each guy and girl that came out, we were able to incorporate.
It looked fucking awesome. Like the setup was incredible. How there were 3 screens behind the ring, and they were all kind of showing the same thing, but then sometimes they were showing just one thing. I know I sound like an artistic genius when I talk about this. It looked cool, man.
Well, I appreciate it. We work, Noah Dom, who's my graphics guy, he does a lot of stuff for me.
Good dude.
He worked really, really, really hard on that stuff. And he's kind of like my partner in this whole thing. So it's exciting to kind of grow with him and, see what we can do in the future. Whether we stay at the Grando or we go somewhere else. But no, I'm really excited, and I hope the city keeps supporting what we're doing and we keep growing with the city. It was a really tough night, the fact that we had the Battlehawks and the STL City soccer team in town, which is like 70,000 people. But yeah, thank you guys for always supporting me and coming to the shows and having a good time.
Come on.
Thank you for the listeners. I know there's a lot of guys out there listening to the show. Dog, Samir, who am I forgetting here?
Patriot
Pat, of course. So thank you guys.
High five, Tom.
Yeah, high five, Tom. Absolutely.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I was sitting with him, so it's easy for me to remember.
Thank you guys for your support.
Don't thank them.
And we'll keep moving forward and making this a good event. They've done nothing. They bought tickets.
Nothing.
You know?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they bought tickets, motherfucker.
They post. They have positive things to say. Wrestling can be a very negative thing. People see it like they want to go online, they want to spew garbage, they want to talk negatively about whatever they can, and
all the time.
And
it's really kind of toxic, and it's like I say this on the podcast all the time. Like, wrestling's supposed to be fun. Like, you can bitch about it with your buddies, but don't bitch about it with strangers.
Yeah, Noah sends me that stuff all the time about people saying stuff or whatever it may be. It's all ludicrous, but I think I just ignore it. I know that there are a lot more people out there that are excited about what we're doing and excited about what's going on in St. Louis with wrestling than there are people that want to hate on whatever that may be. So I thank you guys for coming and for supporting me and for always like promoting all the shows that we do, and hopefully next year is better than this year.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's my dog. That's Joey O'Farrell. Everybody.
Real quick, I'm gonna hand my headphones over to Murray here. Murray's gonna jump on in here.
We're not gonna let him talk.
Oh, okay.
But you can have the headphones.
But
sit over.
Congrats on 300 episodes, guys. That is freaking incredible.
No, I was about to say good shit on the Grandel Part 2 per usual. As Gray say, whenever 3 comes around, let us know. We'll make it happen again. Promotion on our end and all that other good shit. Of course, we'll have you on, and you can hype that shit up too. Whatever we need to do, you know how that works.
I appreciate it, guys. You have a good time.
All right, Joe. Be careful, man. Thanks for the studio time again.
Thanks, Joey. Oh, what a guy.
Tagging him in.
So Joey is leaving. So
he literally tagged. That's amazing.
I think that was pretty much the one count, right?
I
mean, is there some more reminiscing that you'd like to do?
I just wanted to just say real quick, part of the reason why I wanted Joey here, I wanted Bo here.
Sam, can you hit the 3 count real fast, just so we know, just so we have it official? He's not even listening. Like, hey,
he's talking to Joey.
I thought Sam was a fucking professional. Though.
I'm sure. I'm
asking him to hit the bell.
You know what had been
ding, ding, ding.
You know what had been professional would have been the scenario where when you asked for the assassination of a sitting senator, and we had to go back.
To that.
No, we had to, because this is the one time where I was like, damn, we really miss Sam. Because see, under normal circumstances, you and I, we're always like, oh, we're going to cut this out in post. We're going to cut this out in post, and that's the running joke.
You know what? I got to pee.
Yeah. That's the running joke. We don't cut shit out, okay? Any mistake made, anything bad happening, any assassination calls, that shit was left in. God bless it. Zach,
please,
being the only smart person in the room.
I wasn't trying to cut you off. Please go ahead and do your reminiscence.
I was going to say this is part of it, because I think this is one of the funniest things that I could think of post Shock City that we've had to go through, where we were just like, oh shit, now we got to find this spot. It would have took him probably like 5 or 10 minutes tops. It probably took us 25, 30 minutes where we were like, oh, let's go through it. We just had to hold it. We're sitting there talking, having a whole different conversation about, completely something different versus, trying to find out where this spot was.
Yeah.
Thank God for Zach, because Zach was he's like, wait, stop. I think I heard it. And I was like, man, this motherfucker didn't hear shit. And the next thing you know, here comes this part where you're calling for the assassination of a sitting senator. So yeah, this is where I missed Sam.
I'll let you guys
there.
try to figure out which one it was. Is that your favorite moment from the BFR history?
Maybe from the 200s.
No way. No way.
Let's bring Two Beer Zach Pullman in here.
Please.
So we've done 300 episodes. Zach has probably been there for 290 or so. I've probably been there for 290 or so. You've probably been there for 200. We miss some from time to time.
Everybody missed one.
I would like to ask Two Beer Zach Pullman what his favorite memory, or really, what's your memory of beginning the Band from Ringside podcast, and what's your favorite memory?
So I appreciate you giving me that much leeway, because
Here we go.
I was actually going to joke that this is my 200th episode, because I feel like every other week I'm either at a strip club or I'm just doing like some real cool Pacific Northwest shit. So yeah, I'm like hiking a mountain or getting laid. But
Playing video
hey, man,
games.
you ain't got to rub that shit in, dog. Just talk.
I count your episodes by the cum joke, so this is like your 1000th episode.
Yeah, we had to
2000.
get into exponents here pretty quickly, but yeah. So anyway, pretty funny as far as the introduction of me to this podcast, because Bill for the longest time was like, we would hang out at family events, and I would go visit him at Jack Patrick's whenever I was in the city, but like we didn't get a chance to like hang as much as we would like to. And then he like out of the blue calls me one day about hosting a wrestling podcast, and I was like, had never ever thought about doing that, and at the same time, I cannot say no to this, and I am so glad that I didn't, because
I thought you'd be good at it.
And yeah, thanks. I enjoy it. It's the highlight of my week every week. No matter how many times I get laid, it's always the best part of the week. And I am so thankful
Tara
that
doesn't
you,
listen, correct?
No, although
Good.
I have a small house.
Yeah, you're outside, right?
He's in the car.
She just opened the door. She literally just opened the door. So, yeah, she's. I'm not even kayfabing. Like, that's pretty funny. But so anyway, I'm just really glad that Bill called me, because I wouldn't have gotten in close with JCB. I would never have gotten literally this is going to be just really without even being too sentimental. It's going to be one of the highlights of my life, right? And I have it all recorded for whenever I'm 70 and I can sit there and go and laugh at my own stupid jokes.
The old king of the cum jokes.
Cumtastic.
So I just as far as just memories of the podcast, really the Shock City days were highlights. I really enjoyed post Shock City, but getting off work, sitting in that shared parking lot with Hodaks and Shock Cities and illegally drinking tall boys and drinking fireballs and banging camels until it was time to actually get in there. And I mean, my gimmick was 2 beer, because I had to drink 2 beers before I got into the building, because I needed to loosen up, because I was so nervous, because I hadn't watched wrestling in a lot of years, and I didn't feel super educated on the topic. I also wasn't nearly as comfortable. By the way, if this is your first episode, don't go back and listen to that early shit. Start at episode 75, 80.
Some would argue that you're still not very educated on the topic.
Oh, no, you did not.
Shit.
Oh, shots
He's
fired.
hitting up.
Right?
He said that to me on a podcast.
At a lunch.
Okay, you motherfucker. You shot me in the ass, Jake. That's funny shit.
Yeah, just going in there, doing the thing, getting done, going to Bill's house afterwards and watching Jeopardy, or going to a bar. It was all really good shit. So anyway, I'll stop reminiscing, but I don't have too many moments, because I just kind of live in the moment of the podcast, and I forget everything that happens as soon as I say it. And tomorrow I won't remember any of this, but
It'll be recorded,
really-
though, so.
Forever.
Which is handy.
You know, I've been in like close calls on the road before, and I have an 18-month-old, 19-month-old daughter, and I've been in close calls on the road, and I'm like, man, if I died, at least she has the podcast to go back and listen to. And I'm like, oh, fuck. God damn it. Get on the side roads. Get on the side roads.
No.
Gotta stick around as long as I can for this one.
Use your blinker.
All right. So,
No, go around,
you
go
know,
around.
for a good chunk of time, Murray the Murray Man Murray was the fourth man on the podcast, and we loved having him. And he moved to Kansas City, and so he is back tonight. And tomorrow is a very special day because John Wick 4 comes out, but it's also a very special day because Murray's birthday is tomorrow. So,
R.I.P.
Murray, do you want to reminisce?
R.I.P.?
You want to reminisce a little bit?
I quickly. I'll try to do it as quickly as possible.
And
I know we got a lot to
I'm
get
not
into.
saying this because I don't care about your perspective, but
Jesus.
I gotta go piss.
Oh, okay. It's no
Jesus
problem.
Christ.
Well, it's funny because I'm going to talk
piss
about
a
him
lot.
anyways.
Okay.
Super long story short, the connection to this is always the strangest part of the whole thing, just because mutual friends of mine from like 10 years ago introduced me to the podcast to begin with, Katie. And then the Raw. So I don't remember. I had to have been 2018, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was. We did the mental math.
Okay. So I bought a solo ticket to Raw one night, and this is after I'd already been a fan of the podcast.
Mark.
Right. And, you're not wrong. And get my
Hey,
ticket,
shit.
sit down next to these two stinky ass motherfuckers.
Right. There you go. Get it back.
Complete strangers. And I go and get some chicken fingers. It was the shower match, probably. I come back.
Mark.
Yeah. I'm bringing them all back. So I sit down and we're introducing ourselves finally. And, you know, the guy next to me is like, hey, my name's Bill. And the other one's like, hey, my name's Bo. And I'm like, hey, my name's Murray. And the Bill was like, wait, Murray, like Murray man? I said, yeah. But first of all, I'm freaked out. I'm by myself in the middle of an arena full of people. So I felt real
Mark.
cool.
Probably
Yeah.
wearing a mask.
No, not at that time.
That was after when he paid us double.
Yeah. So anyways, long story short, we figure out that we're, I'm friends of the podcast and everything. And it was only a couple short weeks or months later, I was approaching Jason about a green screen in a mansion I was living in at the time. That's a whole nother story. But and
Lord
then
have mercy.
when I showed up to do the live broadcast of the podcast, not unknowingly, they set me up a microphone and a set of headphones, and from that point on, I was on. I will say though, and I'm glad Bill's walking back in for this. The bone I have to pick with you guys. Nah, yeah. So I know it was creative of me, and I know it was real cute. But I was watching back some of the old live videos towards the end of my time on the podcast. Why were you guys so nice to me about wearing that fucking mask during the podcast? That was the most ridiculous shit.
I mean, you're a grown ass man. I mean, what the
that's
fuck?
the whole point.
What am I
That's
gonna
my
tell you?
point. It was your
I always
podcast.
thought it was cool.
Well, Zach, yeah.
I was
mean,
going to say, I mean, if you wanted to wear that mask,
Man.
who am I to
I was
tell
like,
you?
what the fuck
not
am
to-
I doing? Jesus Christ.
Did Johnny Depp ever make fun of Leonardo DiCaprio and Gilbert Grape?
I killed him, Gilbert. I killed him.
Wow. Wow.
I love that movie.
I go
far?
higher.
Too far?
No.
But I will say-
is there a line on this podcast? I don't think there is one.
It did give me 2 shout outs either way. So I get Murray the Merman Murray and Lucha Chris every week. So I'm for it.
I'll be honest. I thought you were going through something.
Apparently I was. I moved states or moved
He
cities.
still
and-
may be. We don't
Yeah.
know.
And sitting in here in the room also is my best friend from high school, Bo Geisman, who is stuck with me through thick and thin, and likewise. And he's on mic. Bo, just anything that you'd like to say here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my favorite my favorite part of this episode, of this whole entire thing, was watching you get the shit slapped out of you by Kurt Sally.
Yeah.
It's also still the pinned tweet on Twitter
Dude.
right now. At BFR
haven't
Pod.
seen it.
We should have had Kurt Stallion.
He
on
hit you
tonight.
hard as fuck, and then you tried to man up and go, I'll take the knife edge. And he hit you with a knife edge.
Yeah.
And man, when your daughter looks at me, I still apologize to her for that.
She still feels it
Because he
herself.
hit you hard as fuck.
You know what? I'm gonna. If Sam the Mauler Mall has never seen that, I'm gonna say to Sam the Mauler Mall.
You've never seen
I got
it?
you.
to go ahead. And
What?
I got you.
Put that. Yes.
Hold on. But let's get to that 2 count.
But hold on. The funniest part.
Ding ding ding.
The funniest part was that Bill goes, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll lose this fucking thing and take the chop because I'm the only one man in here enough to take it."
I mean,
I was like, yeah. Ain't no guys there.
And then he wore that motherfucker.
All right, let's
Bro
start.
said, you will never hear me say I will take this chop in life.
Let's start talking about some wrestling now. Now listen, I'm going to have to quarterback this thing a little bit harder because we don't have a whole lot of time. But this was very fun reminiscing. That being said, 2 beer. What's the 2 count?
Quarterback me, Daddy. I will say that sake of brevity, right? We do this in a more elongated way usually, but I just want to talk right on the jump and talk about this main event because of the matches that I have seen this year, this is in the top 3. And it's definitely in the top 1 as far as matches that I've seen on television.
Smoked his ass.
Dude, it was... So this is also a breakout match because El Hijo del Vikingo, he is now transcended into a different category because during the Beefers last year we had, best AEW match, best New Japan match, best WWE match, and then every other best of match in the other category was just Vikingo matches. Now
we're the biggest Vikingo podcast in the business today.
Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. I say he better not hear the time when you were like, "Who the fuck is Vikingo?"
I had never heard of him.
I tried to find that episode, by the way.
I wasn't lying. Go ahead, Zach.
We've cornered the market. So that said, I watched this twice actually, and at the detriment of watching any other Dynamite because I've been super busy with work. I was able to watch all the WWE shit. I caught up on a bunch of New Japan, but I watched the main event first, and I was like, I don't care what else happened. I got to watch that again, and I watched it again. And the reason I watched it again is because I saw at least like 7 or 8 things I've never seen, and whenever you talk about experience, one of the things that I've experienced in life the most outside of shame is professional wrestling. I've seen a lot of shit.
Hang on. Did you say shame? Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that right.
I knew what he meant. I'm Catholic.
Mark.
So, I've seen a lot of shit. I never saw like inverted Phoenix splash off the middle rope, like 630 off the middle rope to the outside through a table, an inverted flip Frankensteiner in the middle. There was a springboard poison Rana, like insane shit.
There's a multiverse version of that inverted Frankensteiner where they're both paralyzed in the middle of the ring. Like that's how crazy that spot was. Like
I know his name's El Hijo del Vikingo, but I feel like that dude was conceived in the fucking International Space Station. Like
I paid the big bucks.
Right.
I know that like is like the man that Gravity forgot. Gravity never even fucking heard of Vikingo.
Right.
Not even heard his fucking name. This dude is amazing. What is he, like 25 years old? Anyway,
Vikingo?
That's
That's all the older he is?
He's not old. Or maybe it's a Mexican thing. Maybe he just looks really good.
About to say Murray is already on that. He's faster than everybody
I got to
else.
quarterback this, Daddy. Jason, what'd you think of the match?
It's everything that I thought it would be, and especially in a scenario where I've seen, obviously, Kenny Omega, seen Vikingo multiple times, handful of times at the very least. I knew what we were getting ready to walk into. Now, that being said, what they put on film is something that is what to me is a dream match, and there's going to be people that are going to shit on it. That is what it is. People, so there are some people that don't like flips in their wrestling. That is what it is. I'm not going to sit up here and judge those people.
It's the circus, man. It can be all things, all people.
And this was totally a circus. The spot where he Vikingo jumped on the middle rope and then did the 630 when Kenny was on the table.
Insane.
He damn near clipped his head on that fucking the side of that ring, and I was holding my breath. And ultimately, I think that's what he looks for. It's that big spot that, is he gonna make it? Oh shit, he made it. And now it's like, it made it even that much more impressive and spectacular. The only thing it's the fact that if there's anything to complain about, is the fact that Vikingo's a champion. He's been champion for damn near 500 days,
and he lost
a non-title match. Outside of that, there's nothing to complain about.
Not 25 years old.
That's crazy.
He barely lost it, though. There were so many near falls.
25?
1997.
That's fucking crazy.
Holy shit. Well, here's the thing. If Kenny Omega went down to AAA, he would have jobbed to Vikingo.
I think that's what ultimately that's what they were going to do beforehand, before he got hurt.
I have no problem with him losing.
Going down after the
I have no problem with him losing. I mean, I'll echo everything. There's nothing more that I can say about it. If you haven't watched this match, you should go watch this match. Friend of the show, brother-in-law of the show, Steve Patterson, put on Friends of BFR. He had never seen Vikingo, and why would he have? And then he's like, what the fuck am I watching? He was super psyched about it, and he should have been super psyched about it. I'm sure Vikingo made a lot of fans, a lot of devotees on just from his exposure on AEW, and losing has nothing to do with it. Also,
No.
I'd like to shout out to Steve tonight. Today's very hard for him. He had to put his dog Leo down. Leo was Leo was my dog's best friend and Steve's best friend for 14 years. So I know they were putting him down tonight, and that is very sad. And shout out to Steve. We love you, Steve. We love Leo too.
I love security, yeah, for sure.
I love Leo. But so the main event ends with Vikingo losing to Kenny Omega, and then the Blackpool Combat Club heel turn is complete. They are no doubt heels.
If you didn't think they were heels beforehand, they're heels now.
It took about the right amount of time.
For sure.
It took about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. It took about the right amount of time. Moxley comes backstage and just chokes out Stu Grayson.
Because he can.
He's not the shortest member of the Dark Order, but he's the second shortest member of the Dark Order. If that makes any sense to you guys, it makes a lot of sense to me.
I bet you it does.
And then
Ignorant ass.
Hangman Page comes out to defend Kenny Omega, and Don Callis pulls some bullshit. He pulls some Eddie Guerrero shit where he falls down and acts like Adam Page hit him, and then Kenny Omega goes and yells at Adam Page. Now, in a non-kayfabe world, this would make sense, but in a kayfabe world,
kayfabe style.
or no, sorry, I said that backwards. But Kenny Omega should go and watch the tape and be like, well, Don Callis just fell down. What's Don Callis doing? There's something that he's doing. There's something nefarious going on. Now,
Two Beer, you can answer this.
Yeah,
one.
I want to hear Two Beer.
He is trying to isolate Kenny Omega like any other or any other manipulator. Like, it's an absolutely fantastic story because Don Callis has groomed Kenny Omega since he was a child. How many times have you seen him on... Seriously, how many times have you heard him on... I've known Kenny Omega since he was 10 years old. Like, always, like, puffing him up. Like, he wants Kenny Omega isolated from the Young Bucks. He wants him isolated from Adam Page. Adam Page is a face. Young Bucks right now are faces. Don Callis, Kenny Omega, still kind of heels. I love this because it continues what to me has been the core storyline of AEW as a promotion, which is the storyline of the Elite. Cody's gone, but Cody was always kind of in his own Codyverse. This is about the Young Bucks, Adam Page, Kenny Omega. They were the tag team champions. And then they ended up, feuding for the title. And what did we always say? this feud is phenomenal, but the payoff is when they all get back together, and this is like the kernel of that, and it's a germinating seed. It's awesome. I love it.
So Zach, let me follow up on that with you before we get to Jason. When I got done with my thing that I was doing last night, I accidentally looked at Twitter, and what was trending was Jay White. So what I always expected to happen at the end of this match when I watched it today was Jay White was going to come out. So I was surprised that it ended with just Adam Page and Kenny Omega kind of being like, what the fuck? Because I feel like we've been there before. Kayfabe style, what is the end game for Don Callis doing this?
Yeah, right.
Kayfabe style, it's to attach his saddle to the workhorse that is Kenny Omega, the greatest pound-for-pound wrestler in the entire world, and milk him for every dollar that he can. So
the end game, that's the kayfabe ending for Don Callis. The shoot ending for AEW is to turn Kenny Omega babyface and make him the champion.
The reunification of the Elite, yes.
I would almost argue that the Elite are babyface as we speak. But, I mean, before that, them coming back.
Getting beat up before the show and just going straight to the hospital, that's babyface stuff.
Them coming back from the...
That's what I mean. The Bucks
local
are
medical
babyface,
facility.
Right now.
We don't say hospital around here.
But Kenny's still in kind of heel land, but the Bucks are firmly in babyface territory.
Gotcha.
And you'll notice, as we go on, Callis will start to separate Kenny from the Bucks as well, because we've seen that happen before. Anyway, go ahead.
So it's like the vow. It's like the vow on HBO. Like,
Jesus Christ,
this motherfucker.
Is that what it is?
If I had seen it, I would probably be able to answer that question.
The Nexium thing.
No,
is that
dude.
what it's called? Nexium?
Dude, what the fuck?
The cult?
No, dude.
Just go.
You know, there's a whole...
See, that's some white people shit right there.
I don't
Zach,
know.
have you seen this shit?
Dude, we're all
There's
white.
a whole...
I know, exactly. That's why I'm getting ready to poll the room.
I'm still working on The Last of Us. So.
Sam,
luck.
have you seen this shit, this vow shit he's talking about, Murray?
Let's not get started on The Last of Us, because
I think it just
I think Murray
old
really
dad
liked
stuff.
it, and let
Suburban shit.
I didn't like it. I don't know what it is.
let's just The Last of Us.
Oh, Last of Us. Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah, I know. Let's not.
Are we going to talk about that?
No, not on my.
Quarterback shit.
3 is one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen.
Of all
And I'll
time?
leave it at that.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about it in
Watch the
detail.
next 7.
I'll just say this. I'll get us back on track.
Get back
I'll
to
get
me.
us back on track.
Get back to me if you can wake up.
Blackpool Combat Club to me is something I
Fuck
wanted to
that
see
show.
as a heel faction to begin with. We always talked about Moxley being a heel persona, especially non-WWE, so we're getting that. Like I said, I would almost argue that the Elite, and I mean Bucks and Kenny together, when they were feuding with CM Punk, they got suspended. When they came back to a hero's welcome. They didn't come back to boos. They came back to cheers. Anybody that tried to come back with, a CM Punk chant quickly got dismissed and hushed up real quick. They are baby faces, Kenny Omega included.
All right, so let's keep it moving. We had the Guns versus Top Flight in a pretty non-competitive match. I was expecting a little bit more of this. The Guns go over Top Flight. FTR comes out to challenge the Guns. They keep upping their stipulation until they finally say, if we lose, we're out of AEW forever.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jason, what do you think?
I would like to see when this match happens, because obviously FTR's contract is coming up, and I'm not saying that they would lose this match and then not re-sign, but I could see a scenario where they would lose the match and disappear for a little bit, and ultimately coming back. You would have the Guns getting that rub that I know you would absolutely hate, but the Guns aren't going to lose the titles anytime soon. If they're going to do this at what is that, Double or Nothing in May, okay, that's enough times where you could have the Guns have some title defenses and then ultimately lose it to FTR. But to me, the timing is everything. When is FTR's contract up, and when is this match going to happen?
It's been a while since I've said this. Murray, the Murray man, Murray. What are your thoughts?
I mean, is Ring of Honor trying to build a tag division?
Probably.
Because if that's the case, wouldn't one of them, would the loser just go to Ring of Honor?
Yes.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. That's why we brought him back right there.
Well, especially either one of those two.
So
Top Flight would probably be the best bet for Ring of Honor. But
are you saying
sure.
that FTR could lose and then go to Ring of Honor to kind of take over the Briscoes?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to fill that spot anyway. Somebody's going to have to fill that spot. And why not? I mean, FTR's done everything. So, I mean, I guess any one of them could go to Ring of Honor, honestly, but that's the only way I could see it playing out personally.
Well, the Guns can't go to Ring of Honor.
Well, no.
Because they're shit workers and shit characters. And
which one is it that you don't like? The tall one or the
promos?
short one? Which one are you saying?
The
Because
tall
they both
one.
have
The tall
weird
one.
faces.
The tall one.
Okay.
They both have weird faces.
I think he looks most like Billy Gunn, though.
Yeah.
He hates the brother.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. That's right.
Fair enough.
Zach, what do you think?
I still don't think that this angle is worth FTR like kayfabe or shooting on the promotion. It makes more sense if they're going to put their kind of AEW career on the line and say, "Hey, we're out of here if we don't win," because then, kind of in shoot style, people will think, "Oh, well, like they might actually lose to the Guns because they might actually be moving on to WWE or whatever." I still don't think it's. I think they're going to beat the Guns, so I just think it's a shit angle.
Yeah, I think they're going to beat the Guns too. Like, I get what Murray's saying for sure. Like, that is.
It's probably not going to happen. Though,
so the loser ultimately goes to ROH. Does it matter? Or?
Not even that, but it is something that you can throw into the conversation that kind of works us smarks a little bit.
Yep.
If it's FTR losing, then yeah, I could see them going to ROH. If it's the Guns losing, I don't think it matters where they go. Ultimately, I think they'll be fine.
Moving them to Ring of Honor would do nothing for anybody.
Yeah, I think
they're fine where they're at, I guess.
Listen, I don't want to spend. I don't want to shirk anything, but I also don't want to act like we don't have a road to WrestleMania that's actually worth talking about here. So, without further ado, let's get to that 3 count.
Sorry, Zach, you suck.
Ding ding ding.
We're done with talking about AEW. Damn it.
So I'll take
Bill,
the 3 counts.
Bill loves a segue.
Right.
So the 3 count is
All about
WWE.
Bill.
All roads lead to Bill.
See, I didn't. Hey.
Hey,
they
Bill,
started it. I
Bill.
just piled on at the end.
I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you, buddy.
My man, Murray.
I'm with you.
Thank you, Murray.
Zach, you have no idea. Zach, you have no idea how hard his dick is right now.
I wore my
keep
boner
scooting
pants.
to my right more and more. It's just like, whoa.
We have limited time tonight, guys. How long can I sit here silent?
Okay, sorry, Dad.
Jesus.
Mania, he'll be a Bill without a Veggie.
I'll tell you what. This is all fun and games until Jason says sorry, Dad, and then I'm actually pissed off. I'm like, don't fucking say that to me, Jason.
He's heating up.
All right, so SmackDown opens up with KO and Sami Zayn. They do their thing. Cody Rhodes is he is kind of wedged into this role where he's like locker room leader. I didn't hate the segment so much, probably because my wife had just passed out, and then I decided to smoke another bowl, and I was higher than motherfucking shit, and I haven't gone back to rewatch it, but I really enjoyed this segment. What you think about it, Zach?
Oh man, anything with this storyline has been fantastic, and I feel like every week,
wasn't just the weed.
No, I feel like every week they're doing like a go home angle, and it's been like 3 weeks in a row. And I actually thought that WrestleMania was this weekend, which I'm happy that it's not because I'm going to the mountain, and really glad that it's not because I won't be able to watch. But
Pacific Northwest motherfucker, he's going to the mountain.
Let that man live, dog.
But yeah, so
The name of the strip
it
club.
is-
Don't get crazy.
Just right here in the inner southeast.
Well done. Well done.
Like he never left.
Right?
They hand-bred their chicken strips though.
Oh fuck!
Dude, no. Jesus Christ! Okay, all right. I gotta separate you two jokers. I'll say this: for the bloodline, it's really been two stories, right? It's Roman and Cody, and it's the Usos, KO, and Sami. I thought they did, for just these two shows, SmackDown and Raw, I thought both shows have exposed the more so of the cracks in the bloodline on Raw. But for this one, obviously, the reuniting of KO and Sami, I think they did it long enough to where now you felt like, okay, this is KO finally just saying, you know what, enough's enough. You didn't want him to go back right away, but at some point you knew that they were going to reconnect. And I figured after
Dude,
2 or
the
3...
pop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
pop
pop,
was huge.
fantastic.
I knew what was going to happen, and I watched it again, and I was like, damn, these motherfuckers are OVER. Over as fuck.
Pretty incredible that a hug could bring that much pop. Murray, what do you think?
Well, especially when the hug, like he ran at him like he was either going to hug him or knock his ass out.
Right.
So that was like the balance. But the thing I'm most hyped about, honestly, with this whole, because of this segment specifically, is that pre-hype video at Mania for like them telling the story of Sami Zayn and KO's relationship.
How we got
leading
here.
up.
It
So
could be
many
an hour
years and years.
It could be an hour long.
It could. This
they
whole
gotta-
thing could be a giant movie for 2 days, just based on this storyline alone and all the players. Like it's been incredible leading up to this point.
Hey, man.
You know, I'm not always right, but when I say, Jason,
something's my eyes.
Just hear me
Something
out.
my eyes.
Just hear me
Can't believe he
out.
admitted it.
Unprofessional bullshit.
Just hear me out. When I say that predictable is not always bad, like we always knew that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were going to get back together, but that's because we're old men that have been watching wrestling for a really fucking long time.
Yeah.
So, like, we know the ending. Like, I'm sure to a 10-year-old or 11-year-old, them hugging was probably a really big deal. And you know what? If I would have been there, I would have popped just as big as
It was
that.
all adult
Oh, yeah.
men in the crowd going nuts.
And to those that say, well, they
popped.
should have done it in Montreal because it would have been a bigger pop. Listen, the story makes sense. KO's whole, I always say that KO only he acts like the only person that watches the show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's always like, well, you guys, like every time there's a contract signed, he's like, why are we doing this? He just like throws the table out of the way. He's like, let's just fuck each other up or go away, you know? This seemed, it was timed well in terms of how the story was going to go, right? It would not have made sense for KO, kayfabe style, to be that cool with Sami Zayn
Right away.
in Montreal
No.
at Elimination
Dude,
Chamber. This
those
makes a lot
people
more
that
sense.
have that those people that have that argument are those same kids that like ate their dessert first at the fucking cafeteria lunch table and like shoved their papers in their bags when they weren't even in a folder. And where the fuck are they now? They're on fucking Twitter talking about wrestling. So fucking.
You say,
He's hitting up.
That's funny as shit, man.
Even
That's
if I
great.
even if
listen
I
to way
do a
too
bad
much of the
job,
show.
it's still gonna give me a mill.
Murray's He's Heating Up is really good. Do it one more time.
He's heating up.
What'd you say, Bo?
Even if I do a bad job, they still got to pay me a cool mill.
That's my rate.
That's what I'm talking about.
So are we getting?
I'm not used to being rich. Anyway, Glenn.
Are we? So Ray Dom, they're really pushing it until the very end,
Mhm.
right?
Right?
They still haven't had Ray hit him. I think they're waiting. It seems like all the same people that say they should wait until WrestleMania to have Ray hit Dom are the same people that say, why are they dragging this out so long? I know that we do a weekly podcast and it's easy to pick on people, but I like picking on people. So all you idiots,
You ain't shit.
this is the way the story
Not
should
at all.
be. It should be drawn out to the last second with Rey Mysterio hitting his son. Am I wrong, Jason?
For the person that doesn't have kids in this room, well, one of the two people, I apologize.
One of the
Sam, you got kids yet?
oh, you ain't got no kids.
Same.
Okay, well, you're like me then.
You act like you were in the minority. You're in the majority, man.
It's rare when I'm the majority. Okay, motherfucker. You know, look around. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really around a lot of loud assholes all the time.
You mean black? You mean black in your
loud assholes.
black in your 40s
Yeah,
Either way.
fatherless?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck all you motherfuckers.
I got to pee.
I'll say this. I've said it on Twitter.
God, he's acting like a dad.
Ray has had such tremendous restraint. I know me. I came from a childhood where if I said anything that was remotely out of line, this was probably getting ready to get me my ass handed back to me. So to watch Dom be so disrespectful to his father, granted he's 4 feet taller than him, still has hard for me to wrap my head around. So that's why I've been waiting patiently for Ray to be like, you know what? I'm going to have to fuck you up at WrestleMania. So now the wife is coming in, and this is where somehow, some way, Ray is going to be like, you can't disrespect your mom. Okay, that's my wife. That's your mother. Yada yada yada. I don't know if, God forbid, Dom puts hands on. I think her name's Angie. If he does, then that's WWE's. That's a whole nother cross they're going to have to bear on that one. But somehow, some way, I think this is the tipping point where now Ray says enough's enough. We got to fight at WrestleMania. It's either that or they go literally to the Hall of Fame, and then Dom turns on him at the Hall of Fame speech, and then that's how they have the match. But there's really 2-3 chances left, and I wouldn't look for anything at Raw. That's just me. Bo, what do you think? When do you think it's going to happen? Is it going to actually happen on SmackDown Friday night?
No, it's not going to happen on SmackDown. I think it'd be great if it went to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think they'll stretch it that far. Like, I think it's. Plus, I think the Hall of Fame is. I think they put too much emphasis and they revere it too much to kind of fuck that up. But it is professional wrestling, so what the hell do I know? Murray, you tell me.
Murray, if they went to the Hall of Fame and then Dom flipped on Ray, is that okay for you?
I'm cool with it because the Hall of Fame's fake as fuck anyways, so you might as well throw a little bit more entertainment
Hall of
into
Fame for fake wrestling?
Yeah, like it. So in that case, you might as well do it. I still would love. I don't know why, because I've never said this or even come close to saying this, but I'm still kind of interested in the idea that Vicky shows up.
She is out of contract. I think that would be perfect.
It makes too much sense. Like, just with the history of all this, It makes too much damn sense.
And also as a WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, of course.
Which they're always trying to produce. Mm-hmm. Having Vicky walk out with Dom and Rhea.
Hearing that excuse me would just throw the cherry of heat on top. You did. It was last week or the week before, but it only makes sense.
Zach, did you go yet? I'm sorry.
No.
I think I still think it's going to be at the Hall of Fame. I will say I think it's hilarious that Jason's Pavlovian response to you taking a piss is to just speak about wrestling for 2 minutes without interruption. I just have this feeling in my head that Jason will be taking a piss in his own house, be completely alone. He'll hear the urine hit the toilet, and he'll just anyway, so hi, Jax.
See, this is the difference between post-Shock City and pre-Shock City. Pre-Shock City, we can come and go as we please. I would never really have to filibuster. You would be here, I would be here, we can talk, no big deal. Post-Shock City, it's okay, there's only the two of us, and just in case, something happens to the equipment, I gotta be here for this, watch that.
I don't know if I've ever explained this to people, but most people have 2 tubes that go from their kidneys to their bladder. But I only have 3. So it fills up quicker and I have to piss more. It is medical, and I would appreciate A little bit.
He needs some piss sympathy, guys.
Sensitivity
Yeah,
around
I was
it.
getting ready to say,
I piss a lot.
300 is just bringing out all the things in this motherfucker.
He's pissed 300
Another reason
times
why
already.
I miss Sam, okay?
Dude,
I don't
it is
have
the-
to worry about, talk for a second, Jason. I gotta go pee.
Let's
It has been fucking annoying for the past 25 years.
That's so
I
good.
promise you, Bill's always got to piss.
It's happened since I was a kid, right?
That's the next
Like,
shit.
I've always had to piss.
Bill's got to piss.
Dude, we check on him before we leave.
The next t-shirt.
We're like going to the Cardinals game. We're like, hey Bill, you got to pee before we leave.
In the middle.
No, not really.
All right.
No,
okay,
I'm good,
all
man.
right.
Let's go.
In the middle of this 3 count, I just want to take a little break. Let's call it an episode 300 break.
That's amazing.
Over under. How many times do you think Jason has actually been pissed at Bill during the 300 episodes? Like, actually been pissed. And I'm going to put the over under at 10.
Oh, I don't
Like,
know.
actually been pissed. Like, looked at me like he was like,
Out of 300 episodes?
I'm going to fuck your sister.
Hey, when you have that idea, you don't share it.
Oh, man.
I like Sarah. I would never do anything to disrespect
Oh,
her.
I was talking about a hypothetical sister. I got to take the real one.
name's out.
JCB, like I said, you don't share that idea.
All right, I want to hear guesses.
Oh, man.
So
don't
you're
look-
talking about shoot pissed?
Yeah, shoot pissed. My guess, I'm going over 10.
I'm gonna go with under.
Bo,
No, over.
Zach,
Damn.
I'm gonna go with under, and I'm not around like in person, but
You can tell.
You can
tell.
here for that
Oh,
first
like
150.
on recording.
Oh.
Oh, that's it.
Like,
Okay, so 20.
Like when you give me that look, like what the fuck is your problem?
I give you that look a lot. Like, okay, so
What's the answer?
are we just talking about just
What's the
listening,
answer?
just listening to me, or are we talking about how I actually? If you just listen to me, then I'm mad at you all the time. So of course it'll be over.
When
He's heating up.
No, when goddamn,
Dude,
dude,
he
so
texts-
good, dude. When I say
Jason
something,
texts me
and
all the
you're
time.
actually mad at me.
All
You're
the
actually
time.
mad at me.
It's been rare. Honestly,
Over.
probably
But
the last
300 episodes, 10 is pretty rare.
the last time I was like legit mad at you about something on the podcast was probably right here in this spot.
Okay,
like
so then
5
it's-
minutes ago.
Then it's under. right.
About to say 5 minutes.
All right.
ago.
Let's get to Raw. Bo was at Raw. We were talking about on the way here. It was a big Raw. I gotta say, you guys have been on a text message. We've all been on a text message thread together. It seems like general consensus is WrestleMania is good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the lineup is good.
I'm excited.
I'm actually mad that I would pay for it, but thankful that I don't have to.
I'm just gonna
Thank you,
bring
JCB.
I'm gonna bring up
$5, baby.
The biggest thing that popped out to me at Raw this last week was Logan Paul, who seems to me like a fucking natural, as much as I hate to admit it. And I like that he knocked Seth Rollins out again with one punch. Zach, what do you think about Logan Paul?
I liked it so much, I went and spent $4 each on his hydration drinks, those Prime drinks.
So
They're
what's that
actually,
like? What does it taste like?
Sugar.
So they taste like body. Like, I don't know if you ever had a Body Armor. Like they're like coconut water based with like flavors.
Body armors are better.
It tastes like a steak with water dumped on it. It's really, really good.
Sloppy
Oh.
steaks?
Sloppy steaks.
Gross.
You never had a sloppy steak?
No, what the fuck is that?
Unprofessional bullshit.
No bullshit.
The fuck?
That's my rate. That's my
I know.
rate.
There's one called Meta Moon flavor. It tastes like a cosmic gumbo.
Oh, that sounds
anyway,
absolutely
it's terrible.
horrible. Yeah, I was going
gross.
to say that sounds fucking.
That's why you don't.
nasty.
That's why you never see him drink them.
Anyway, it is really good, but I will say Logan Paul is absolute natural. He is one of the highlights. He's one of the reasons that I would actually spend money on the show. I feel embarrassed saying that, but he's so good at this. He is made for professional wrestling, and I'm glad that he embraced his heel stuff. You could tell that he was using the football team as a crutch. I think he said, like, he mentioned the Rams like 3 times, which it's cheap heat. Of course you're going to mention it, but it was like basically somebody, it was like whenever they coached them, they're like, yeah, if you get in trouble, don't know what to say, just like say some shit about the local sports team.
Cheap heat is still heat.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you could tell he's a little bit newer to it because he did lean on it like 3 times, but he's good. He's excellent in the ring. And I'm so glad that he's a heel right now. I'm into it. I am into Logan Paul as a professional wrestler. I've actually told people who are not into Logan Paul or professional wrestling, but know that both things exist, how good they are together.
It's a very Zach thing to do.
It is.
I can only imagine the text messages they had after you had that conversation. They're like, is Zach okay? Like, should we call Adult Protective Services on Zach for his wife? Jason,
they probably didn't use one single I think you should leave GIF in there. So.
Jason, what do you think?
I'm with Zach on this one. At my day gig or whatever, people actually know who Logan Paul is and know that he's a WWE superstar. And then from that point, I'm not even going to get to the geekdom part about it. Like, wow, WrestleMania, I'm just kind of like, damn, that's kind of crazy. So, I mean, in that scenario, Logan Paul has, just cross boundaries in that scenario. Easy to hate. We've always talked about that. The fact that he's knocked out Seth twice in back-to-back weeks, now just only, if you don't like him, now they're giving you more of a reason not to like him.
A+ booking. It really is.
It has been so good so far, and now it's one of those matches that have slowly but surely have crept up to one of those matches that I really wanted to see to begin with. Now it's like, okay, I need to see this match right away because they built it up right, and the fact that you got 2 of arguably WWE's best athletic personas in the ring, nothing can be above bounds. Everything's in play. And like I said, I can't wait.
Hey, Vice, as a guy who was there, like, what was the pop like for Logan Paul? Was it good?
Oh yeah, it got hot real quick. He was everybody knew who he was. It was funny because there was little kids that were sitting around us, and they were probably like, I don't know, between 10 and 13. And as soon as he came out, they went nuts. They knew exactly who he was, and their dads were like, all right, calm down, he's just an asshole. And they were like, no.
My daughter bootlegged one of his drinks. Like, she took money to school, cash. She paid cold hard cash for one of those drinks from another 10-year-old kid.
Time to put her in a boarding school.
Okay, next thing you know, she's gonna be on the corner over here, be like, give me 2 of those, man. I'll take $10.
I need some prime.
Murray,
That's actually how much it costs.
Stop,
man. I'm for it. Like, again, just like you guys, I don't want to like. I don't want to like Logan Paul. There's every reason not to, but the dude is just a fucking natural. And the fact that he's in there with Seth Rollins, who will obviously be in the ring general the whole time, it's going to become viral, just like everything else he touches in the ring. So
the fact that they tried to make him a babyface for like 30 seconds, it still blows my mind.
2 more things. Roman, the Cody, the final segment. It looks like Cody is finally getting to Roman kayfabe style. I think that they have managed to circumvent the minefield that they had with Daniel Bryan that one year where Sami Zayn was going to get too hot. Mm-hmm. And what they did is they made Cody Rhodes part of it, and they managed to do it kind of perfectly.
Yeah,
because Cody Rhodes is still a super hot babyface, and I like the story that they're telling where Cody is starting to get to Roman Reigns. So, Murray, what'd you think about that last segment?
Just like anything else that involves the whole bloodline storyline and all of these guys, everybody involved, it's obviously Triple H pulling strings because it's the only time that it reminds me of is like in the decent era of the late 90s when the main event scene had multiple people intertwined in the title picture and they all had a purpose. And even in their losses or their wins, they all had a story to tell in that. This is the first time in forever that I feel like they've been doing that correctly. So that being said, at first I wasn't sure if Cody was going to get lost in the shuffle because it seemed like it was all about the Sami and Bloodline thing. the interjection of Cody has not been done wrong, in my opinion, and I'm stoked about it.
Zach, where you at on it?
I am so hyped. I am so into this. As much as I think that they should have pulled the trigger on Montreal because of the moment, I also don't necessarily think they need to make Cody win, but I am very intrigued by the storyline. I literally spend 3 hours of my life every week watching WWE main roster television, which is not something I've done in 260 episodes of this podcast.
Right.
So, yeah, it's good.
We were dog shitting on WWE on my last episode.
I mean,
for years.
Big time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can only
and
imagine.
Roman
time.
specifically.
it always
He caught
sucked.
all of it.
It always sucked so bad, and they have managed. They're getting ready to peak
Mhm.
at WrestleMania, which is almost impossible to do. They did pretty well last year. This year, we haven't talked about Finn and Edge, which I am super psyched for. Jason, your thoughts on the Roman Cody?
I
segment at the
tried
end
to
of
talk
Raw.
you guys off the ledge 2 or 3 weeks ago after Elimination Chamber, and now I feel like I feel a little more justified in saying let's not get too crazy about this shit. They have done a good job. No, sorry, I'm gonna toot my own horn. Toot, motherfucker. I was gonna say they done a good job of getting Cody back to being the focus again.
You know who else always thinks that he's right no matter what he says?
Besides me.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Okay, that's cool.
Roasted.
Oh, I'm not running for president anytime soon. I'm sorry. They're right.
I would vote for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
What's your platform?
The
I say,
silence.
motherfucker, you know what my
All right,
platform
anything
is.
else to say about Roman and Cody? I cut you off. I'm
No,
sorry.
honestly, I want to see if they have. I would like to see them cross paths one more time before WrestleMania. It's not imperative, but just because they haven't done it, they had to. I'd like to see it happen one more time on SmackDown to close it out.
Tune in next week to Banned from Ringside podcast. Zach, Jason, and I will have our WrestleMania predictions. Oh, Jason's not going to be here. It's just going to be
real
Zach
quick.
and I.
I'll give
Hey.
you predictions, but I won't physically be here.
Real quick, Stella wants to say something to Jason.
Uh-oh. Well, hey, man, why you bring your daughter to this, dog, man? I thought we was cool.
She says that shit all the time. Anytime anybody says anything, like in my house, like she goes, "Boom, roasted." So like that's, I was stealing her bit, so I felt like I needed to.
Totally fair.
Real quick, 15 seconds apiece. Jason, I mean 15. Zach, I mean 15. Andy Kaufman is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Are you cool with it or are you not?
Yes.
That was real quick. Zach.
You literally talk about one of like my comedic idols and then say 15 seconds. I can do a podcast on Andy Kaufman,
All
so
right.
I'll just leave it at that and
Cut
say,
Zach off.
yes, I'm very cool with it.
Murray.
It's probably one of the more incredible Hall of Fame inductees in a while, in my opinion.
Now, give me 5 minutes here.
Okay.
I think it's incredible. I think that he's one of the guys that actually, if he was still around, he would relish in being in the WWE Hall of Fame because I think
He just
that
fucking got it.
He really got wrestling.
He just got it.
Yeah, and MJF throwing a tequila on a kid has nothing on Andy Kaufman actually body slamming women out of the crowd shoot style.
So good.
So that's gonna do it for our 3 count.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey everybody, we got some birthdays this week. Lana.
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 Where's
Oh.
she being?
I was about to say, hanging out with Miro,
He's
they chilling.
38. Jack Swagger.
Oh. I hope he gets a new hat.
My dude. No,
He's
he
got
loves
a
a
Oh,
hat.
fuck that.
Yeah, he loves that
That's
hat.
He's
great.
41. Undertaker.
Gotta be older than me.
Same
right?
birthday as me.
R.I.P. 58.
What?
He's the
It's
dead
always
man.
R.I.P. He's a dead man.
He's the dead man.
He's the dead man.
He fell for that joke 3 years in a row now. I do it every single fucking time to him. Christopher Daniels is 52. Epico Cologne is 41. Lacey Evans is 33. Charlie
find me.
Haas. Where's Charlie Haas? Anybody know where Charlie Haas is?
I don't know.
I have no idea. That's a damn good question.
I hope he's doing well. Mr. Perfect, R.I.P. would have been 65. Umaga, R.I.P. would have been 50. Warlord.
I'm thinking RIP too.
Okay. 61. This sounds weird
Wardlow
without
could be RIP
music.
the way they treat him.
This sounds weird without music.
Fucking depressing.
Holy shit.
Hey, everybody. We know there's tons of podcasts to listen to, so we appreciate you guys listening to ours. Hey, for Murray the Murray Man Murray, for Vice, for Tender Mahal, for Sam the Mauler Mahal,
Double check.
for Shock Say Stews,
Check.
for Chris Denman,
Check.
for Soul
I said check to
Taco,
him. Yeah, check.
for F&B Eatery,
Check.
for
JJ
Junior
Twins.
Zach Bowman, for Patriot Pat,
Check.
for my wife, for my
Check.
cat, for my
Check.
kid, for my
Check.
dog.
Check.
For Jason Cornelius Bell, I'm Bill
Give me 2
Becky, and
bitches.
everybody never forget to boo the heels.
Bitch.